Okay.
Too many ads.
They do forcible ads now, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. Like, I make sure not to have ads, and they throw ads in.
Yeah.
I think they'll probably do a mid-roll ad too. Oh, it's the Street Smarts one I screwed up. I'm not playing that. It's not Street Smarts. All right, I need to delete that one. All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome. Welcome. I should have played that out a little longer. Hold on.
Stalking.
Wrong one too. Here we go. What's up, everybody? It's Scott. It is a Thursday night where I plan on doing some more smaller streaming. Got an okay from the wife, so thank you, Mrs. Work. Yeah, so we'll do a little anime here and there, MCU, going old school, going back to what I used to like to do. Granted, I came on, started YouTube upset with season 7 of Game of Thrones. And then towards I started before season 8. So, and then, everything else went downhill. But I have to say, these first 2 episodes of Daredevil Born Again rocked. They were old school Netflix. There was more knives thrown in the first 10 minutes of episode 1 than maybe like most of season 2, even with Bullseye. But anyways, with me tonight, Bad Takes Bojan. How are you?
I'm doing very well. I have to absolutely agree with you. What I have seen so far of the first 1 1/3 episode, fantastic.
Yeah,
Loving
so
it.
you didn't finish the second episode, but
I did not. Yeah,
you're okay with some spoilers, so that's good.
absolutely.
I'm gonna show some clips, no sound, some clips. Take it on, take it off. So I
Cool.
don't plan on the copyright strikes already. Whatever. I really don't care. But yeah, so general thoughts on it we'll get into, but we're also going to take a look later on at some concept art that leaked earlier this week, maybe at the end of last week, for Avengers Secret War and Avengers Doomsday. So it was only a couple sketches. The first one I saw was dope, comic book accurate. Really liked that. The rest, I was waiting to watch it live with people, so it's an actual reaction. But this is the one I saw, and it was fun. Or no, this wasn't the one I saw, but someone said, and I think I always pronounced it like dupe, like loop, but it's with a D, dupe. He's an X-Men, like a mutant character, but I don't know if he's a mutant because he can only speak alien, but yet everyone understands him. It's a weird character. But it's a cool looking character, and he's been on like X-Force, I think. I think he was on X-Force before they all died. But anyways, so we'll look at some of the concept art. Brian, thank you, brother. How are you? I watched that Amazon level 1, I think it's called. I watched the Warhammer episode, kind of lost, but amazing. Just the brutality. It was really cool, and I liked the concept. It's like almost like analog, but in a futuristic way. So that was pretty neat. But thank you for getting me into Warhammer 40,000, 40K. How do you guys say it? Because I want to start reviewing stuff like that too. But anyways, let's get into it. Okay. We're going to look at, I'm totally going to get copyright, but I don't care. So let's just do general first episode first. What were your thoughts generally first episode? What was the feel for you?
I absolutely did feel the throwback to Netflix. I was blown away at the death right in the first couple of minutes. I had not been listening to spoiler leaks or anything to know whether or not any of these characters were going to make it through the whole first season. So that
Right.
did kind of throw me. I like the fact that very quickly they explain to you the born again name comes from the fact that he puts down the mantle for a year and
Mhm.
and comes back. I loved that. um, I did see a few hints to a certain president and his followers in how they
Yeah,
portrayed Fisk. It was a little heavy-handed there, but
it
but it
was.
wasn't enough
Fisk
to be
is
annoying, you know?
right, because Fisk is that character. Like, he is
Right.
the New York like if Donald Trump was a mob boss. It's almost like it was a
Exactly.
mix of Trump and, John Gotti. You know what I mean?
There you
Like,
go. Mhm,
people loved Gotti.
mhm,
If Gotti, was arrested, went away for a while, like, not jail, but disappeared for a while, and then came back wanting to help the city, there would probably be a bunch of people that would want him. You know what I mean? So I took
mhm.
more of that. But yes, you're right. You're right. Um, you see that at the end where he's like listening to like a woman scream, "Help, get away from me." And it's just like these, I don't know, those pop collared, bros raising a little havoc. But anyways, um, but go
I
on. I'm
almost thought
sorry.
he was gonna say I almost thought, that Fisk was gonna say he wanted to make New York great again because when he was talking
So close, wasn't he?
to Matt, it was like, "I wanna make New York," and then he said something similar, but
Yeah.
not quite exactly great
Yeah.
again.
Yeah. What's up, Liam? Liam M says, I think it's mass so far. Really? Okay. I really enjoyed it. There were some things I didn't love, but I really thought you could tell where the differences. Okay, for people that don't know, um, this is process to get this live has been going on for a long time now. And they had writers. I'm trying to remember the name of the original writers, but you had was it Matt Corman and Chris Ord, maybe? Or I can't remember. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, Matt Corman and Chris Ord were the original creators and writers of this era, I believe. I could be getting that wrong. If someone knows, please let me throw it out there to me. Um, I guess they wrote the whole season and they were just, it wasn't good enough. They were out, and I want to say Dario Scarda Pan was then brought in. He wrote this first episode, and you will see in, I believe it's the next episode. When did you see a part where him and his wife are at? No, you probably didn't see that part, but there's a part with him and his wife sitting on a couch, and you could tell that is a split screen type thing where
Gotcha,
they may not have been on set at the same time because I
gotcha.
believe the actress who plays Vanessa, who is Vanessa is, oh god, Ayelet Zuri, Ayelet Zuri, I think it is, Zurer. She wasn't in the first draft run of this, and they brought her in, so I don't know if she's in a lot of the episodes, but those are all rewrite, reshoot moments.
It
Um,
makes a lot of sense too, the way the scenes with the 2 of them were directed, there were very few other extras in the room. There was, nondescript, mob heads of the 5 families kind of sitting in that conference room, so I did get that impression. I mean, because you figure if they would have filmed the season continuously, you figure she would have been a bigger part of his campaign. Because even his
right,
campaign manager comes back saying, "Hey, where's your wife?" It's kind of bothering the
right.
more traditional, older generation demographic that
Mhm.
you're not seen together as a little happy family. So
Right, right. And we find out, and we'll get to it, but we do find out the Hawkeyes and Echo series are the reason they're not together now. So we'll learn about that. He does call Echo a vigilante, which I don't think she is, anyways. But yeah. So my take on it was, and Liam, I can understand why people say meh. I guess I really enjoyed it. Um, D'Onofrio and Cox, Fisk and Daredevil, Matt Murdock, those actors are just so good at like this rage, like simmering just below the surface. You know what I mean?
Agreed.
Like, D'Onofrio, it almost seems like it hurts him to smile. And he can kill anyone at any moment. And with Cox, Murdoch, and Daredevil, like, you see that he's trying so hard. I'm never going, like, anyone who says never, ever, ever going back to that,
Mhm.
he should have started a 12-step program to not be Daredevil, like, just one day at a time, because he was definitely going back.
Y
Um,
th That I love that. I love the way you said there. I wonder if that was ever a plot in all of Marvel history of there being like a 12-step recovery program for vigilantes.
oh, for
I could
vigilante,
I could see
yeah,
that, really.
that would be a smart one. And like their counselors, like, Absolute Alcoholic Anonymous, like AAA. Um,
Exactly.
so he has like the abilities to suppress their powers and anger. That would be kind of cool. Yeah. Liam does say, agreed, love these actors in these roles. Yeah. I mean, just sitting across from each other. All right, we'll get to it. Let's just go over it. We're going to review it. We're going to look at a couple scenes. I'm going to pop this on and off because, they probably are mad that I have it. But it starts out with the crew. You have them leaving their offices. You have Matt Murdock, Karen's last name
Paige.
slipping me. Paige, thank you. And it's really sad because I love Foggy. I love I love Eldon Henson, who is Foggy Nelson. Like, I love his Foggy Nelson. I think it was a great take. Um, but the three of them coming out of their little, Hell's Kitchen pro bono type place, trying to help the little guy, they decide to go to Josie's, which was a big part of the original Daredevil show.
Mhm,
So it was nice to see them back on camera again together. Because they made the show.
exactly, and and Josie's is such a cop bar. I mean, I went to grade school with a girl whose dad was a Chicago cop, and sure as hell, he owned a bar that was like kitty corner from the precinct where, her father worked. So we would hang out
Yeah.
there all the time, and the atmosphere totally was on point.
Oh yeah. Spoiler warnings for this whole for the majority of this. I mean, this stream's all about spoilers. So it's up. Um, you are warned. Uh, Chicago, Chicago. And I saw lovely Sherry jump in. We got the Ginger Ninja, Soul Assassin, Lodanos. I told him to jump on if he wanted to. More than he has like this weird. He's attacking me on Twitter with a lot of I want to say homophobic videos,
How dare
attacking
he?
me, the married guy with 3 kids, and not like the single guy with like an earring. Whatever, whatever, to each their own, live your life. So, anyways, yeah, they're walking
How many
down.
states have you driven to for a woman? That's all I gotta ask. So,
Right,
it's
right,
just the question.
right, right. How many have you moved to? Um, so then you get this scene where you find out Matt and Karen are in the friendship zone.
Mhm.
Okay. I guess that's their way of saying, hey, he can bang She-Hulk if he wants and do the walk of shame, you know? Um, but
She
yeah, they're
looks
in the friend zone.
good.
She
So
looks really
good.
good. She looks better than she has on any show I've seen her on.
Mhm.
Because
Agreed.
she's been on other stuff. I can't with the other show that I like knew her from. I can't remember what it is. It wasn't just Daredevil, but I'll look that up at some point. Um, Thanks, Soul. You son of a. I bet he has a ball tongue too. Definitely has a ball gag. Um, this isn't for children either. So, anyways, yeah, they're in that moment, and then you have um Let me remove it. I got to do this every time, people. I apologize. So then we meet two other characters. One that becomes pretty important in the series so far, but you have Detective Angie Kim. Um, and then you have the other guy's name. Oh God.
That's
Uh,
he's he's retiring from the force. Is he the one that is
yeah, he becomes his
Murdoch's
guy.
little investigator guy? Yeah.
Yeah. What the hell is his name in the show? Um, not Ben Karen. I'm trying to see where the guy is. Not Carlo. It's not Carlo, right? No.
Oh, I didn't
Uh,
think so. I'm looking at the
um,
cast and I can't get a name.
yeah, I'm looking at the cast too, and I just don't understand why he is not on the list I'm looking at. IMDb. Maybe I'm missing it for the episode, but I thought he'd be right there with Detective Kim. You have Luca, who he's not. Josie, Judge Maribel, Victor, Carlo, Delvin. He's not Delvin. Anybody help me with the name of that character? But he's the guy about to Cherry, right? It's Cherry.
Yes. Yes, sure.
Sorry, Clark Johnson. My bad. But they're talking about vigilantes. Um, you know, they both agree that some are good, some aren't, just like cops. I like that they have that perspective. So you're
Hmm.
seeing that, people do in the police force appreciate some of them, but others, like I would think the Punisher, they don't appreciate because he goes around killing everybody. But it seems like Daredevil is one of the ones they do. And they were watching, I think, a scene of the White Tiger. So that is what brought this up. But we get a quick introduction of a few people that become important in the show, which is good. You also get this woman. I just did that. Sorry, shit. Um, and this is going to be a big part. No, she's not Shelley Rivera. McDuffie, right?
McDuffie,
Kirsten,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Played.
because there it was two M's is the name of their new Murdoch and McDuffie.
She's got a strong chin. Nikki M. James. And her and Foggy have this little back and forth while Karen and Matt, make fun of his game, which I appreciate because that's what friends do. Um,
Exactly.
so then we get, so this is where, they're watching. Oh, crap. It was just there too. The scene of the White Tiger. So this is, this is how you also get, I think that's Carlos. You get introduced to the White Tiger, who was the second Latino superhero, I think, in the Marvel universe. I don't know
Oh,
who.
I did not
Yeah, I
know
don't
that.
know who's first, but I know I'm pretty sure he was second, and his
I mean,
power.
Miles Morales wasn't the first Latino superhero. Sorry.
Miles. Yeah, that's his name too. It's not anything else but Miles Morales. Even though I do like those in the universe, whatever those shows are.
Hmm.
They do them well. They really do them well, but he's not Spider-Man. Um, but we find out in the second episode, like he gains his power from an amulet. And I believe it's actually in lore, it's three amulets that combine to one that gives you the power of the white tiger. Um, so he's another vigilante closer to Daredevil than to the Punisher, I would say.
Okay.
Um, I'm
I did like the
rocking.
nod that when he was talking about vigilantes, he referred to, devil mask, spider costume, and a skull on his chest.
Yeah, well, yeah, he goes. Right, and we'll get to that because that's what was that episode or second?
I think that was the second
Beginning
episode.
of the second. We'll get to that
Hmm.
because it's funny what he has to say uh, in that moment. I knew they called you. I thought they called you the Jinja Tiger, but the White Tiger. That's what all the ladies call me here in Japan. Giddy giddy. Um, that's awesome. Guys, share out the stream, like it, please. And when we're done, come back and comment because I'm not usually on Thursday nights, and I'm going to be more and more. Next week, I'm on. I forgot the name of her channel. It's Netters though. Um, and I feel like a jerk. I think it's called Netter's Network. So I'll be on her channel next Thursday, but then we'll be back here again the following Thursday. Uh,
Cool.
but yeah, yeah, yeah. So we're back. Yeah, you know what? Screw this. Let them take me down. I'm mad, man. Um, and I X'd out of it, I think. So let's remove that. I don't know what that just happened. These son of a bitches, they're after me. They went right to episode 2. Um, yeah, Matt Murdock. Sorry about that, everybody. Um, so now we're at Josie's bar, okay, and we see a guy. Okay, so Foggy's on the phone, and I really, really, really liked how they showed Matt's super hearing. And I want to find that because it is right there. It is really cool if you can see it. So this first episode, now look at the screen ratio, the aspect ratio. It's a wide visual, and you have this like glowing circle over Matt's ear.
Mhm.
And they only do it in this one scene, but I kind of like that they only did it once, but they let people know that to focus, like he is focusing all on his hearing. And you hear him like he hears a rat, he hears a cue ball, he hears a couple other things, and then you see him and he's listening to Foggy, but see how the aspect ratio shrunk. So it's almost like
Mhm.
his hearing focused on Foggy. And I thought that was kind of cool.
Oh, yeah, that's cool. I didn't notice that the first time.
Yeah, I'm kind of a artsy dude, you know?
Whoa, I'm impressed.
Yeah, yeah. No big whoop. No big whoop. Um, so yeah, we find out Foggy stashed a dude, one of his clients, Benji or Benny, somewhere right down the road in his own apartment. And I guess it's a high profile case. Maybe not high profile, but this guy's gonna inform on somebody. That's what it sounds like. And the guy's calling saying there's somebody downstairs. Foggy's trying to talk him out of it. Like, no, he's not downstairs. There's nobody downstairs. Chill out. Um, but then we see someone with a cloth in one hand, even though he's wearing gloves. Don't know why he needs the cloth to open the door, but okay. And a paperclip. And the next thing you see, he kills a fly with the paperclip. Is it? I don't. It's hard to see. I know it's kind of dark, but um, that's a callback to Colin Farrell. You know, Colin Farrell killed a dude by pulling, when he was Bullseye, pulling the paperclip thin and throwing it into the dude's throat. Um, and oh my,
Oh, I don't
yeah,
remember that.
oh, you shouldn't have to. You shouldn't. No one should have to remember that. He had like the bullseye on his head, but it wasn't like a costume. It was right into his forehead, but it didn't look that great, and he just played insane. You know, um,
Okay.
yeah. But this is Dex, aka Bullseye, breaking in. So Foggy's talking to the guy. Matt comes out. And one of the best moments is you could hear them, a commotion. Okay. So, and then the phone goes dead. And Matt's like, why didn't you tell me? And Foggy has one of the best lines. I didn't want to be the reason. I didn't want to be your excuse to be Daredevil,
Oh, yeah.
you know? So I don't know if he has pulled back a bit. Like I don't know why Foggy would do that. I know Foggy's always been his um like his angel on his shoulder, his conscience.
Mhm.
But the way Karen makes it seem later on is that you have why aren't you being Daredevil? What are you doing? It's weird. I don't get this moment, but I guess it's just Foggy doesn't want to see his friend be Daredevil anymore, which is weird to me. I don't know. Yeah, it's his Jiminy Cricket. It really is. Um, so and then Matt goes into super Daredevil mode. Really kind of some cool stuff going on. Um, the cable sound from his upgraded baton. Um, that's not doing shit. Maybe it's this one. No, that one. What? Yep. Okay. I tried, but yeah, Matt gets there, and then he hears Foggy get the phone call back from Benny, and Benny saying, "I'm sorry, man. He was gonna hurt. He was gonna kill me. He wanted to know where you were." And now we have a target on site from Dex, aka Bullseye. And this next upcoming scene is just awesome. And there it is, Foggy. Boom.
Totally did not see it coming at all. Was
Oh,
not prepared.
really? I had a feeling. I had a feeling. I because they weren't written in at all in the original,
Very true.
which is bullshit. Okay, when you're gonna redo, you're telling us you're bringing back Daredevil. Okay, we had 3 seasons plus Defenders um on Netflix, and you're gonna tell me you're not bringing back Karen Page or Foggy? So like once those other dudes left, the new writer and director came in and said, no, we're putting them in at least in the first episode. Now, there is a chance Karen can come back, but she, ends up moving to San Fran. Maybe she'll be in an Ant-Man movie. I don't know. But I know in the comics, one of the newer runs, I hate it, but Daredevil moves to San Francisco. Um, it's like, how do you take a New York guy and move him to San Francisco? But yeah,
Does he move? Does he move for She-Hulk?
yeah, right. Jeez. Um, but here he comes, and um, he does what he did in the third season when Bullseye. If you didn't watch the third season of Netflix Daredevil, Bullseye was like I think he was a federal agent or definitely like a cop. And he was a protective detail for Fisk because he was under house arrest. And Fisk slowly manipulated this guy who had definitely some mental issues into breaking and taking the Daredevil costume on and going out and killing people to um, make it seem like Matt Murdock's Daredevil snapped and was now being a murderer, instead of a vigilante. Um, and when he turns around in that Daredevil costume, I think he's like, "Hello, Karen," and he does the same thing here, and she pulls the same gun on him, because she's strapped, which I always find funny because she killed a guy in season 1 and felt all guilty about it, and then finally told Matt, and he, was cool, not cool with it, but told her, it's not your fault, this and that. And then I thought that was going to happen in this, and it was like the exact opposite. She was like, just no, you got to get back in the costume. So, yeah. And then this fight scene. So he comes through the window right here. I wish I could go forward, but it's not doing it.
I like the fact that, by the way, that she took her time, uh, getting, pulling out the gun because it
Right.
wasn't like she's
She was
was
terrified.
prepared. Exactly. It was perfect. She
Yeah.
didn't practice well enough to draw her weapon, like reflexively, I guess is what I was trying to say.
Um, Jinja, who are coming back? Not Foggy. Maybe Karen, but not Foggy. Have they already said there's a season 2?
According to IMDb, they're showing 16 episodes
Yeah. Oh, okay.
from
Yes, Brian.
2025 through 2026, and I believe there's only 8 in the first season.
Oh, really? Okay. Um, so it's I'm not maybe we won't do every scene. We'll jump ahead, but this fight scene was unbelievable. One shot. They had to have some breaks in there, but I didn't see them. It goes all the way upstairs instead of the second season downstairs one. Uh, and then here's poor old Foggy bleeding out, and all you hear is him listening to his heartbeat, knowing his friend's
Mhm.
about to die. And one of the best scenes is right around here where he throws him off Bullseye off the building. And Karen's reaction was fantastic because Karen is like, no, God, no, please, no. Like she was thinking it could have been Matt, and it wasn't. He threw the dude off. And then this is where Cherry finds him and he's taken off his mask. And, and that's where the season begins. Um, and then we get the 1 year later moment that is just like 5 years later. I mean, it was the same type, same way they did it in Endgame. I thought that was kind of cool.
Hmm.
Hmm. I thought that was definitely good. Okay, yes, both confirmed. Okay. Liam says, I wish they had Foggy take over the deli instead of killing him off, right? Like, take over the deli. Just leave Matt. Like, I can't work with you ever again. I'm taking over the deli. Um, oh, Froggy's actor asked for Froggy to die. So what is it going to be? Maybe flashbacks or something.
That's
But
possible. I do like Brian's comment about Karen Page meets Phil Compton.
yeah, yeah, that is good. Um,
True
and the
Blood was
new
such an awesomely cheesy series. We just need it
I
back.
loved
Loved it.
most of True Blood I liked.
Yeah, I didn't like
Um,
the end. Agreed, but yeah.
yeah, most of it. And the new beginning's cool. The original had like a red blood effect over different characters like Kingpin and Daredevil. But this one shows like concrete breaking down, Lady of Justice breaking down, all to build back up Born Again Daredevil.
Very
Awesome.
sweet.
All right. So I'm not going to show every single scene, but just so I know where we're going with it. So yeah, we jump back to 1 year later. He's getting dressed, listening to the news. And on the news, they're talking about the recall race for mayor, where they have two politicians and a comedian.
Yeah.
And I don't know who they meant the comedian was. I was hoping like I could figure it out, but they never show the person that's supposedly the comedian.
It would have been interesting to see if it was something that you would expect, like two politicians and a businessman, or something that you could go, oh, okay, they're trying to uh, throw back to this particular maybe New York mayoral run or something.
Right. Right. But it was like more throwback to the 2016 run for
Hmm.
the primary. Yeah, that's really what it was. Like there was what, almost 10, 11 guys up on the stage the first debate.
Hmm.
Um and they kind of do the same thing with Fisk, um trying to talk down to him and him being the Trump-esque, you know, presence on the stage. So yeah, there definitely was a lot of callbacks to like Trump, which it's Disney Plus. You expect it. So right before he leaves, you see he's still carrying his buddy's um prayer card. It's in Braille.
Hmm.
He carries it every day with him. And we find out that he has not taken up the mantle again of Daredevil because he said he crossed the line, which I don't agree because the guy didn't die. How he didn't die, they the end of season 3, they gave him like it was a weird name up like cognamine or something like that. It was a weird metal. They'll probably like make it adamantium or something like that now,
Gotcha.
vibranium they'll have to retcon that. But having just the spine be covered in a metal or replaced with metal, like the idea that he can live face first, dive off of like a 5-story building. Okay.
Yeah. So you thinking he's more weapon X and
Yeah,
less
yeah,
individual thing. Yeah, I could see.
exactly. Like he's not like a Bullseye doesn't have super regenerative healing, I don't think.
Hmm.
So I don't know. It would be fun if we see Foggy return as the voice in Matt's head, acting as his conscience after his death. I can see him actually manifesting him, like seeing Foggy be that voice,
Oh, yeah,
you know, because
I
Matt's
could see
always
that.
close to like losing it. So I could see that. Um, they got the ab ab abmantinum from yeah, that's not how you spell it. Um,
The
from
adamantium.
Galactus.
Oh,
It is adamantium. Why was I reading that wrong? Weird. From Galactus. No, not from Galactus. They got it from that celestial in the
Yeah,
sea that no
exactly.
one talked about for so many different projects. And then finally Captain America, the Winter Falcon. Um, they finally talk about it. Yeah, so then we go to Fisk having like a really weird breakfast of a white, I guess it's just egg white omelet, little maybe a little parsley on it, and then one asparagus. Um, picking out
Asparagus is
his
supposed to be
suit.
good for you, cures
It
cancer.
it is. It does. And then we jump, he gets his suit just kind of in the same vein as Matt, going through his suits and picking the last one, kind of showing the duality of these two guys. Um, and then we jump to Vanessa holding a criminal organization meeting of the heads of the different gangs. Mike does. Thank you for
The
being here,
five
buddy.
families. The
Yeah,
five
the five
families,
families.
man.
Yeah, pretty much. Are there five of them at the table with her? Yeah, there are five families. Okay. Yeah, right here. And she's all in white, kind of, I guess, a throwback to them in their wedding garb.
Mhm.
Fisk wore all white, she wore all white, and then Matt beat the shit out of him. It was great. You see the artwork because she is an art dealer and definitely stolen. Um, very well-known pieces in the art world. One is like one of the one straight ahead is Ivan the Terrible holding his dead son that he killed in his arms picture. I had to look it up. Um,
Ooh.
yeah, yeah, you learn things here at Sporkin News Podcast. Um, yeah, so she is now the head of the criminal organization because in Hawkeye, which took place in New York, Fisk was following Echo around everywhere, and then she finds out that her father, who was forced into the tracksuit mafia and they were under his control, was killed by him. So she shoots him in the eye, and he lives. How, I don't know. And then in the Echo series, he gets this like, I don't know, tech eye put in where he can see hands signing, and when he talks to her because she's wearing a contact, she can see the hands. And then when she talks to him, I guess the eye tells him what she like subtitles. I don't remember, but I also wonder
Whoa.
what.
So instead of Google Glass, he's got like,
Right, right,
sign
exactly.
language contact.
Yeah, it's like the meta one. I don't know, meta glasses. But what I don't get is nothing's on screen. Can you guys not see what I'm sharing? Can you see what
I
I'm sharing?
I see what you're sharing.
Hmm. Can you see me now? Maybe they're blocking it. I don't know. Uh, that'd be kind of weird.
No, I mean, I have YouTube open and I see it there too.
Okay. Yeah, weird. All right. Just showed up now. Sure, Brian. Trying to slow down my fast paced review. Cybernetic eye. Thank you, Brian. Um, I wonder if they'll do something with that he gets information about people with that cybernetic eye. Like instead of just seeing hand signal or whatever it was, maybe at some point we're going to see that he gets information on people, kind of in the same vein as Matt does with his hearing, Fisk
Okay.
does with his eye, because there's always a duality with these guys.
Hmm.
Um,
I do like the fact that they acknowledge the fact that D'Onofrio is not the size he was
right.
in the original series or in the Hawkeye series. I didn't pay enough attention, like I said, because I didn't watch the Echo series, so I don't know if his size had, gotten smaller for that. But I
No,
did like the fact that they mentioned he was smaller but more muscular, so it wasn't like he was putting him down by making that comment. Just the observation of what he would tell from his hearing.
yeah,
And his gait was different.
he definitely, yeah, that was cool. That is definitely cool. That's a great scene too. But excuse me, um, he lost a lot of weight from Hawkeye. He was huge in that.
Hmm.
which is I mean, I know I mean he's a real guy, so he doesn't want to be heavy or wear like a fat suit probably, but like Fisk is supposed to be massive. But he did make sure to say like he lost fat and gained muscle. So it works, I guess. Yeah, they have Daredevil Born Again episode 1 and 2 on Disney Plus right now. And the first two episodes I really enjoyed. Really enjoyed. Yeah, I'm glad you missed Echo too, because it was terrible. Season 1 is brilliant. I don't remember me really liking season 2. It has a lot with the hand in it and stuff. And then season 3 was pretty good. Um, cybernetic eyes, Stark Tech. Maybe. You never know. But yeah,
Yeah,
she's holding.
there was too much connection between the hand and what was going on with Iron Fist, and I hated the actor they had to play the main character in Iron Fist.
Oh
So although
yeah.
I watched the series religiously, I was not happy with it. So that's why I wasn't
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
crazy about the second season.
Lawrence Tyrell. That's how I know the guy. And I feel bad for him because they definitely cast the wrong dude.
Right. And
You
not his fault. It just
no,
wasn't right.
no. But you go from Daredevil season 1 where they have like this amazing hallway fight. And then you watch that guy who's supposed to be the greatest kung fu fighter,
Hmm.
or martial artist, him and Shang-Chi, Shang-Chi. And the dude just wasn't impressive at all. And I felt
No,
bad for
definitely
him.
not.
And he just
Definitely
kind of
not.
played goofy. Um, Daredevil 2 was Punisher based.
Oh, and
Oh,
season three was
season
about
3
the
was the
hand.
hand?
Oh,
Was
okay.
okay, maybe I flipped those. My bad. Um, so then she's holding court, and then all of a sudden, all you see is Fisk walk up because they're like in a shipping, like a storage container, and they show him crackling his hands, doing the hand thing he does, and all he says, Vanessa, and everybody walks out, and it just goes to show who has the only reason these guys are listening to her, even though she doesn't realize it, is because of him. You know, she has definitely helped them in their management and making money, but it's him.
But
It's
it was such a perfect example of the mafia
mhm,
ideals, of the fact that it's like you have respect just because of who's behind you,
right,
not because of who you are, kind of
right.
thing.
Yeah. I mean, it is pretty dope. It's pretty dope scene. And they talk. It's really she's not having it. She's pretty, I don't know, rude to him, whatever, but he explains what's been going on with him, this and that, and he wants to help his city. And then we go into a BB report. Um, and it's showing. I kind of like it because it's almost like Sam Raimi's Spider-Man when they're like, guy on the town, what do you think about Spider-Man?
Hmm.
She does that, which is kind of cool. Um, and we find out later she is the niece of um the reporter that Fisk killed in Daredevil. Oh god, I just blanked on his name, but same initial.
Okay.
So yeah,
Ulrich was the is the last name.
what is it?
BB Ulrich is the
Yeah,
character name.
yeah, no, his first name is I can't remember. Byrus, something like that. But yeah, and you almost wonder if she knows something because she's a reporter and she's just doing all this to get close to him. I don't know. I wonder that. And then we jump to Matt and his new firm with McDuffie. Um, he seems to be doing pretty good. And then this is the day he's going to speak to the court about what happened that night to his friend Foggy. And the rage you see him trying to control is pretty good in this scene. He could hear Karen walk up, and he stops for a minute right here, and he just wants this guy to go to jail. They got his hands completely covered and locked up, so he can't get to anything because literally he could turn anything into a deadly weapon, which is pretty cool. Um, but yeah, and then he gets a couple life sentences. You got him and Karen talking out in the back. And Karen she tried to get a hold of him for weeks after, I guess. And then finally he started trying to call her and she didn't answer. So they haven't seen each other in a year. and she's pissed at him for not wanting to be Daredevil anymore.
Mm. It was such a great scene of their just the emotional conflict in the not knowing exactly what to say, but also not wanting to be there, but then wanting to find the solace and the friendship that's just not there anymore.
Right. Right. And at the very end of this, she hands him that little devil horn that broke off that you can see right over there, right there. That makes the D that broke off. See, if it both break off, they both
Oh,
make D's. Daredevil. Um,
whoa.
yeah, I pick up on these things. But yeah, she gives him the horn. I'm like adding and pulling back there, Brian. So if we're on the side of the screen and you don't see anything, it's because it's not showing it to you. But if we're like this, it's just because I'm not sharing. But yeah, this is the little horn, and it seems like it's going to be a focus for him. He holds on to it, rubs it almost like a soothing stone,
Oh,
like,
yeah, the very
you know,
tactile thing, yeah.
yeah. And then you see a scene where he is in his apartment cooking dinner in the dark, because he's blind. You don't need lights. I always
Mhm.
like those things always are like, oh yeah, why would he need lights on? Um, and he hears Fist say he's gonna run for mayor, and you can tell he can't handle it. And then the next scene is Fisk with his political group, and then you get Michael Gandolfini playing a character, really great. I actually have to say, like, I like um Tony Soprano's real son. Like Michael
Mhm.
Gandolfini's a decent actor, and he plays that young, hyped to back Fisk social media kid, but doesn't have really the workplace lingo down. And I like it. You could see that I have a feeling
Exactly.
Fisk is going to take him under his wing. What did you think?
Oh,
Up
I could
to
see that,
everything I've talked
absolutely.
about. Yeah. Uh,
I did like his character. I like the eager go-getter, almost the intern type um, air to him, and the fact that he was very very wanting to please, wanting to make his mark quickly.
yeah. It's almost like he's a super fan.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I almost thought, is he gonna be actually like one of those people that becomes such a big fan that he may end up trying to kill him or something. Like something weird.
Oh,
Um
okay.
like he might be the downfall of Kingpin. Um or he'll be his protege. I don't know yet what he's gonna be. Um you have to do a mini clip before a video to get it to play now or something. What? I don't know what you mean. I'm not playing any videos. Maybe it's when I'm jumping. It might because it's in a video setting. I don't know. It's weird. Um, but yeah, he played a great character.
Mhm.
And then Matt's new partner, Duffy, hooks him up with a therapist. I don't think she was trying to hook them up for a date. She was trying to hook him up with a therapist, and her name is Heather Glenn, and she's kind of a well-known therapist. She writes books and this and that. Matt thought, well, he was going there to legal representation. She thought he was going there to meet him to get therapy. I think that was the real reason. At first I thought, oh, she's trying to set them up on a blind date. No, that's not what it was. She was trying to get him to get therapy, and they end up having a great time, and they're going to date or something, and he gets pissed at her. And then we find out, um, what is Matt asking of him here? Is that this isn't when the guy killed him, so I don't know. Maybe about Fisk. I can't really remember. And then you get probably one of the better scenes so far is this right here. The two guys at a diner, both of them referenced Kelly's, I think it was, or Kelly's diner that's gone.
Was
Um,
it?
Becky's? Yeah, maybe it was
Becky's. Yeah, I
Becky's.
think it was
Okay.
Becky's.
Mhm. Alright. Um, oh, do it like a mini cup, whatever, I don't know, it's we need Matt twerking to relate to yeah, something
Brian
like
did
that.
say something a little bit earlier,
Mhm.
unless I fell asleep in the middle of our conversation, because my brain's not functioning today. It says that in the comics, Kingpin thought Vanessa was killed, and he would see her in his head. She acted as his conscience for years, keeping him from being too brutal. That would be
Yeah.
interesting if they kind of flip that, and that's where the role Foggy plays
Yeah, and
this
that's
season.
that would make sense, right?
Mhm.
If you're gonna bring him back, that would be really cool. Um, I would love to see that actually. Yeah, his name, Gandolfini's name in this is, or no, Ben. It is Ben. Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking at something else and then I turned to see Liam. So BB's uncle was Ben Earlrich. Yes.
Okay.
And he is a uh, a journalist going after Kingpin, and Kingpin chokes him to death. So yeah, it's so funny how Kingpin can just talk to somebody. He was a great man, one of those weird things.
Mhm.
Um, he's really psychotic. But yeah, these two talking to each other, just playing that game, back and forth, like your dark passenger and my dark passenger. And this is the part where he's like, I could tell you lost some weight and gained some muscle by your, step. Um, and they're just pretty much kind of threatening each other and also trying to make the other, I don't know, almost make themselves believe they've changed.
I thought that too, yeah, that they were trying to feel each other out, like, where are you, is there a chance you're gonna revert back to your old life? But then also trying uh, to
Yeah. Almost not justified, but like
right.
I'm never wearing the suit again. He keeps
Mhm,
telling himself that, but you're crazy, Matt. You're a little nuts and you got anger issues. It's not going to work out for you, so
mhm.
um that is a great scene. And then this weird this little, where is he? Gosh,
The super
man.
fan.
Yeah, the super fan. It's great. He like waves at Kingpin and then for no reason waves at Matt. So that was a good scene. But yeah, this back and forth was like a good 5 to 6 minutes long. Um, and then we see that they're talking about the election again. It's the night of the election. Matt's with his new lady friend. Um, a group of you know, Fisk bros come by because he wins. So Matt turns her and flips her up out of the way. And then you have this scene with him and his wife. You know, she is just not there for him right now.
Mhm,
He wasn't there for her. Now she is not there for him. And he tells her in this scene, I know about like Edward or whatever his name was, that she must have
mhm.
an affair with, and she makes him promise not to kill him. And he swears he won't. Eh, I don't know if that's gonna happen. Uh, then you get the little Binksy Muse guy here doing a portrait of Fisk, um, where it's like, you know, Fisk and the kingpin mask coming off of him. Uh,
Mhm.
he's shedding his mask or whatever. So that'll be Muse. And then at the very end, it's almost like the two guys are staring at each other. You have Matt staring up, him staring down. I don't know if they actually are, but maybe they are. I don't know. I don't know if he's looking at Matt right now. I couldn't tell if it's just like this is what the camera's doing. He's looking down at the city and Matt's just looking up, or they actually are making kind of eye contact because Matt can't, but you know, ear and eye contact or whatever you want to call it. I don't know. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know.
Yeah, I didn't catch the fact that it could be almost a shared look between them,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. Gary went fanboy over Muse. Muse is a really sick and twisted killer. Like, using body parts and blood for paint. Like, it's a dope character. Um, and we see him in episode 2 without the mask on, getting his book signed by the new girlfriend. What's her name again? Heather. So yeah, that was season 1. We'll go over season 2 a little quicker, because you didn't see all of it. Uh, he is sworn in, and now it's New Year's Eve, and for some reason, the mayor is addressing everyone at Times Square,
Mhm.
um, which the majority of people there aren't New Yorkers, so like,
Exactly. New
um,
Yorkers are smart enough not to go anywhere near Times Square
yeah,
on New Year's Eve.
exactly. And Matt's sitting there watching it on TV. Couple funny things though in here. You can see uh Hope Van Dyne's or Pim Van Dyne signs on. So she must be like the person who funded the Times Square this year or the countdown.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
I
it's
see
all
that.
her stuff. Um when he is talking and they show Times Square. Let's see if I can find it. So you got over here, you got Rogers the musical. Um, you got above it is Luke Cage's Paradise, whatever that one was called, the one that he took over at the end of Luke Cage. Um, you got the soda from the Hulk with Ed Norton, the
Oh,
Incredible Hulk.
wow. That's cool.
Yeah.
I didn't catch any of
Yep.
this. This is
And
awesome.
then over here you got the Hope Pim Van Dyne
Mhm.
sign there. There was one other I saw. Oh yeah, Disney Plus is over here. Of course.
Oh, that's
I thought there
funny.
was one more.
I do like the actual ad price lock,
Yeah,
guarantee.
yeah, yeah, that too. And
And it's not
T-Mobile.
like a T-Mobile, yeah.
Yeah, they had to pay for that. They had to. Like they had to be
Oh,
like, we'll
agreed.
keep you in there if you pay for it. But that
Mhm.
was all I could catch. Um we love New York sign down here. I couldn't really read this one. I don't know if that's a real one or not, or it's his mayor. I guess that's his mayoral thing right there. But
Oh,
yeah,
I could see that. I could see that.
what is it?
I'm kinda surprised they didn't replace, the Rogers, movie or musical poster with, like, one for Snow White.
uh, you know what? They're hoping that's not in any universe. But yeah, I love how they still keep the Rogers the musical that first was in Hawkeye. It's funny.
Yeah.
It is
Mhm.
funny. I did like that. But yeah, he's talking to the city and like at the very end, I don't know if we'll see it. Where is it? Matt's like sitting drinking. Oh, please don't play. They're gonna hit me.
He
Um,
he holds the wine glass properly.
yeah, he does. He's a proper guy. I don't know if I could find it, but he's like Fisk tries to smile and it's just terrifying. The guy can't smile. The guy cannot smile. Uh, Cage and Iron Fist should return for Heroes for Hire. Yeah, series. That'd be pretty
That would be
dope.
sweet. I did
Yeah.
hear that Kristen Ritter is rumored, to be in season, 2, so
Yeah. And you should bring back Luke Cage and not for nothing, recast Iron Fist.
yeah,
Or just make
absolutely.
that Michelle
Or keep
Wu
the
girl.
chick. Yeah, I would say keep
Yeah.
the chick.
I liked her. She was fine. She was one of the Sand Snakes. She could be Iron Fist.
Mhm.
I'd be happy with that. Um, and then you get the next scene where two guys are roughing up a guy in the subway, and Carlos, the white tiger, tries to stop them. And one guy goes flying into oncoming train, tripping over his feet. So it wasn't like he killed him on purpose. And the other guy
Mhm.
pulls out a gun and a badge. So these were two dirty cops shaking down a guy. At first, I was like, oh, they're two cops undercover. Yeah, why would
Yeah.
yeah. No, they're two dirty cops, of course. And he gets arrested. Um, and then you get Fisk now in office. And it's like you see with Fisk, he's never happy. He's always wants something that most people see won't be obtainable. And when he gets it, it just doesn't give him joy.
Mhm.
He doesn't really want to be the mayor. He doesn't want to deal with red tape. He doesn't want to deal with any of that. He just wants the city of New York to love him.
Mhm.
That's really it. And he starts talking about LaGuardia and how his father, that was the only man he ever respected. Um, and if you don't know LaGuardia, he's one of the, some people say the greatest uh, uh, big city mayor ever. Um, he defeated Tammany
I
Hall.
don't know.
Yeah.
You're talking to like someone who lived in the city built by Richard Daley
Mhm.
Senior.
Daley. Yeah. Yeah. I remember that. Didn't the other Daley become a mayor? But not
Yep.
there, right?
Yeah.
Was
Oh
it
no,
there?
it was there. Yep.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I mean,
Um,
basically there was a Daley in running Chicago for like what practically 3 generations, it felt like.
yeah, because they were corrupted probably. But he created New York. He was the architect of how to build a city. So you got to give LaGuardia credit. He defeated
Mhm.
Tammany Hall after 80 years of controlling New York with brutal tactics of keeping, just corruption. Tammany Hall was, if you ever saw Gangs of New York, that's Tammany Hall,
Gotcha.
the natives back. But yeah, he talks about that. And they talk about him meeting the fire chief, this and that, but the police commissioner will not return his call. So that comes in later. Matt's there in the precinct listening, talking to a drunk driver in person. I don't know. And here's these guys roughing up Carlos. So he goes in and offers him, listens to his heartbeat to see if he's lying. And he isn't, but he is not telling him the full truth. And same thing as Karen in the first season. Um, do you think they'll drop an FF Easter egg in this season? FF.
Fantastic Four.
Oh, geez. Um,
I could say maybe if they show Baxter Building
they
or
didn't though.
Baxter somewhere. I know, I was just saying maybe if they do this at some point this season.
No, they left it out. That's what I'm saying. They've
Oh.
shown the city and where it should be isn't even. I don't. You don't even
Really?
really see MetLife, which that's where it really is.
Oh, okay.
I bet you though with Disney, like they did in Miss Marvel, um, like they went in and made the Statue of Liberty look copper because it was supposed to be like that for them upgrading it to Captain America's whatever it is. But it's
Mhm.
in Spider-Man movie, it's all copper. Well, they go back into this and they change it in it. So they could always add it after the fact, I guess. Um, Kind of interesting. Um, but yeah, he takes him on. Then there's just like a scene where Fisk comes out, there's a humongous sinkhole, and he like just tells people to fill it. Again, just wants people to love him, doesn't care about if he's following procedure, going through the right. No, it's he just wants the people to love him.
And I really see that also I think is the comparison to a certain president that don't want to deal with the red tape, don't want to deal with, like you
Yep.
said, the policy, the procedures. Just there's a
Yep.
hole in the ground, fill the hole in the ground so traffic can move. Let's go. This is just not rocket science here. Which
Dude,
is why
I
I think it's
wouldn't.
funny
Yeah.
that Elon Musk is his advisor when you're
Yeah.
saying most of the things to fix this country don't
Yeah.
require rocket science.
Yeah. It is pretty cool though. I like that. Um, it's not a pothole, man. That is a sinkhole. It takes up like 3 lanes. That thing is huge. Then we see Murdoch's people upset that he's representing a cop killer, but Matt tells him he believes him. Um, And okay, Cherry's an ex-cop, but Matt has superpowers and he knows. So maybe, he goes with them. They go to court. He doesn't get bail. Of course he wouldn't. He's a cop killer and there's a bunch of cops. And Matt makes the comment like they're wearing that like 90s cologne, Jacquard
Oh,
Noir.
Drakkar Noir. Oh my
Yeah,
god, yes.
that was a good one. And then we see the district attorney is proceeding over just a bail thing. So like you could tell this is big priority. And I think his name is Hawk in it, right? Um,
Yes, yeah, it's Hawkberg, I think is the full name, but yeah, the Hawk.
yeah, and I guess in certain a certain run that because Daredevil's one of my favorites. When I owned comic books before they got stolen when I was a drug addict, um, I had mostly Daredevil and Spider-Man. Um,
Ooh, very
yeah,
cool.
I love Daredevil. I love that idea of this Catholic boy, the good versus evil battle within themselves with demons. I just always thought it was great. But yeah, Hawk becomes one of his actual like he learns that he's Daredevil, and becomes a friend. So I don't know if they plan on doing that in this show, but that is something to know. A lot of these characters are other people, like one of Fisk's guy, I believe, is a superhero or a villain named Bullet. There's all these people that end up being somebody in the comic.
Gotcha.
I just don't know if they'll end up doing that here. Um, Trying to find
I do
episode.
kind I mean, I look at some of those as Easter eggs that even if they're not gonna
Right.
end up, fleshing out the character in the series, at least kind of throwing, some, shining some
Little
light on it.
bone, little
Yeah.
eggs. Yeah, and I this episode is called Optics, which I like because Matt doesn't have that.
Ah.
Yeah, but it's talking about the optics of, these are cops and, you know, you're a Latino, you know, murderer, and we gotta believe the cops. If you don't show us proof, we can't prove anything. We gotta find the one guy. Like, yeah, okay, I get it. But they do, later on find the guy, and that's a great scene too. The Hawk, right?
Yeah, it's Hoch, which is why it might be hard for you to find it.
Oh,
Hochberg.
Hawk.
Yeah.
Berg. Yeah, Berg. John Benjamin Hickey, who is known for other things. He's been in other stuff. I can't think of one right now, but he has. Um, but yeah, so they go through all that. After that, he doesn't get bail. BB gets uh Gandolfini's character, I guess, at a bar, met BB. She flirted with him. He's like, oh, now I see why you did, because he's got her interview with Fisk. Um,
Mhm.
and he makes the correlation that she's related to Ben, telling him, oh, he's a great guy, this and that. She asks him one question, then she's like, one more question. Your wife hasn't been seen, and he ends the conversation right there. Um, and the dude, cries about it. But then we get to Heather in her book signing, and the only reason they do it is to show this one character. This is the guy playing Muse. Um, and he asks her if she's taking clients, and she says yes. So
Ah,
she's effed. You know what I mean? Like,
yep.
he's gonna kill her. Matt can't be in love. He's Daredevil. So I call it now. Matt, Daredevil will find her in some disgusting art exhibit. Yep.
As
Uh,
in
yeah.
gotcha.
Is the Punisher innocent? Remember his trial? I kind of do. I haven't watched that in a long time. I know he was really angry and yelling at people in his trial. Um, Daredevil should have Agent Coulson show up in a cameo, and Matt points out he is a yeah LMD. Yeah, that would be kind of cool. I love Carl Coulson.
Mhm.
Uh, then Fish shows up at the cop's funeral, and the police chief just you're just a spoiled little brat who wants to be loved. You don't want to be, you people don't change. It was a good scene.
So he
I like,
he basically nails the
yeah,
the character just
yeah,
perfectly.
perfectly. Like you are, and he ends it with like, see you around, Kingpin. It was a good scene.
Ooh,
Yeah, it was
sweet.
definitely a good scene. Um, but uh, then the McDuffie and Cherry go to Carlos's house, and while McDuffie's talking to her because she doesn't want to be involved in showing up at court, and they're like, you have to make your husband look a little more human. um Cherry goes into the bedroom to get his suit, and just under the bed is an ancient, powerful medallion and his suit in a box. So Cherry finds it. And
Hmm.
then Matt like goes to him and shows him a picture of the white tiger. Uh, and pretty much the guy wants people to know he is because Daredevil isn't around anymore. You know, he says that, blah, blah, blah. But Matt does not want that happening. In the next scene after that, you have the mayor coming in and Fisk has a napkin tucked into his shirt and he's eating a cheesesteak and he talks about, you're from Philly, right? What's the cheesesteak place we like? Geno's. That's right. Geno's. I like it. I like a place outside of King of Prussia called D'Angelo's, which pretty sure is where D'Angelo's chain started. And Fish lifts up his wrapper, which I'll try to show somewhere in here. Right. No, not yet. And he looks down and he shows him this picture. And it must be an illegitimate kid of his.
Ah.
Yeah. So the police chief was coming in to resign and have a bunch of cops walk out with him. Fisk finds that out beforehand. So, he blackmails the guy. Um, Fisk doing Fisk things. This is where Matt gets the judge to agree they're not going to introduce that he is the white tiger into the court case. Somehow it'll end up being known though. But
Of course.
yeah, because it's about this one incident and he wasn't wearing the suit. It was a good
Hmm.
job. And then once again, they meet down at the waterfront, have one of those talking to, or Cherry and him have a talking about, you know, we got to find this guy, the witness. If we don't find
Hmm.
this witness, this guy's a dead man. So Matt does kind of Daredevilish. He follows the other cop using his hearing, um, and ends up following him all the way to his house and sitting outside. And this was the scene I was talking about before where um Kelly
Oh
becomes,
yeah.
yeah. So it almost seems like they weren't in the same room when this was done because again, this episode was filmed. Um they must have came back and there's a couple moments where you could tell, okay, they spliced somebody in there. That's a green screen. So
Right.
I don't know if they're on the same set because she was added again after the new writer came in. And how do you have a Daredevil show with Kingpin and not Vanessa? Like she's a huge part of the original series. Um,
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense at all.
no. And they just talk about their love life, blah, blah, blah. So then Matt is outside the dude's house and he hears we found the guy. He's here. He calls Cherry, go to this park, and Matt gets there first, tells the guy to leave. Cops come in and it's just Matt there. And another great moment. I'm not going to be able to show it, but um, the cops decide to beat the shit out of a blind lawyer. Um, and then, I mean, they know who he is and they plan to execute him. And it is a brutal, like, there's a couple cracks and breaks that sound amazing.
Ooh,
But Matt beats the living shit out of these guys and then puts on his broken glasses that were knocked off and screams. And that's the end of the episode. Born again, Daredevil is.
beautiful. I like the Born Again with a scream. That's sweet.
Yep.
Is Heather the therapist that Fisk and his wife are going to see?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Yep.
Gotcha.
She is because one of his guys shows up at her book signing and gets his book signed before Muse. And I think it was to bring the book to Fisk so he can decide if that's the person they want.
Gotcha.
I don't know if they know Matt is dating her. I don't know.
Yeah, I can't imagine Fisk
I
would be. I
mean,
mean,
but he keeps
it
an
would be a
eye on
smart
him.
thing to do. Yeah,
Yeah.
like I said, if you, I can't imagine him going to see a therapist that is in a relationship with
Mhm.
someone that he doesn't entirely trust,
Right.
has put down the mantle forever. So
Yeah. All I can say both episodes were really good. I really enjoyed them. I thought they were a fun watch. some great fight choreography in both episodes. And I like how one was at the very beginning and one was at the very end. So
Cool.
they released 2 episodes and it's sandwiched in between 2 fight scenes with Matt. I thought it was poetic. They meant to do that,
I
you
think
know?
so. Agreed.
Yeah. So it was definitely good. Muse, I can't wait to see that character and what he plans on creepily doing. Um, there's so many other characters that could become something, but we don't know that yet. People around Fisk, people around Matt. So I know there's a storyline with um his new girlfriend Kelly, and it ends pretty bad. So I don't know. We'll see.
Interesting.
But it was a lot of fun to watch, and I would
Agreed.
definitely watch it again. So um yeah, I'll probably in 2 weeks do episode 3 and 4. Maybe get a couple other people on the panel. Maybe not do shot by shot, but just our general feelings, and then go into scenes that meant something. We thought meant something, but does this mean the MCU's back? There's too many chefs or cooks in the kitchen.
Yeah. What do we have? Like 2 months till Fantastic Four.
Yeah, I am looking forward
So
to that, but that could go either or.
yeah, see, that's the one that I think I'm gonna go to the theater for, where I
Yeah, me
just
too.
didn't have any interest for Captain America, so I'm waiting for Disney Plus. Let's once again love the Sam Rogers character, just not Captain
Wilson,
America. So
Sam Wilson. You
Sam
called
Wilson,
him
thank you.
Sam Rogers.
Oh, that's
That's great.
hysterical.
That's great.
Actually, I work with a guy whose name is Sam Rogers, which is probably why that
Yeah,
came out of my mind. That's awesome. But yeah, but I'm really interested in seeing how they introduce,
yeah,
characters. So
yeah. Yeah, I agree with you guys too. Too much talking in these first 2 episodes, but I felt like they were trying to rebuild the world.
mhm,
Um, and also there is a mishmash of whose is who's. Like I believe the pilot was completely the new director and writer's pilot.
okay,
Um,
makes
but
sense.
like, and Dario Scardapan is the guy they brought in after Matt Cormick and Chris Ord were let go or left. I think they were let go. They wrote the second episode,
Oh, okay.
but there was, I don't know why Scardapan doesn't get a writing credit, because there definitely is scenes he used a little cutting up editing to add some stuff, reshoot stuff in.
Yeah, I mean they have him as writing 3 of the episodes.
Yeah, yeah, but I think he did more than that.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. There's also, going back to this, the music was great. I don't know if I felt like it fell out of place. I thought the music was good. They did go back to the original Daredevil theme here and there. Um, but where was the fight scenes were great, but yeah, there was a weird, some of the talking was just too much. I hope
Mhm.
they get back to more. Now he, went back to it. I hope he's not going to keep fighting that he's Daredevil, because he probably will.
Do you think that they always planned to release the first 2 episodes, or because of the fact that they were beginning and ending with major fight scenes that they released both?
Wait a minute. Oh, yeah, that's a good question. I don't know if they're releasing 2 at a time. I think they meant to release these 2 to get people in. Is that
Okay.
what you're saying? Yeah, I don't
Yeah, I was
know.
saying, yeah, did they always plan to release the first 2, or only after the rewrites did they take that
Well,
approach?
your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, that's how they did it. 2 every week.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know if they plan on that with this. I hope they don't. I think it's smart to do um 1 episode every week if people are liking it, because it keeps people on your platform longer, so
Mhm.
it's probably smarter to do it that way. Talking is okay, but it felt like it was the 50th take. Yeah. Uh, except for Cox in most scenes, and even Fisk. Um, the other acting did seem like they went through a little too much. You might have a point there. Let's see, but again, it was different. Um, oh, Zach wants you to know that was a great question about the 2 episode thing.
Oh, why, thank you, Zach.
Yeah. And
Appreciate that.
the nice thing about the fights is that it's the original fight choreographer. So we're
Oh,
going to
really?
get
Cool.
good fights. I think he was on for all the shoots. So that's good. What's up,
Sweet.
Zax? So yeah, that was Daredevil. And we'll go on to what we were going to talk about. Guys in the chat, if you have anything you would like to say or want us to say, or we need more sitting down, talking, eating, drinking. I mean, there was a lot of that in the original, until the episodes got going,
Hmm. Yeah,
so
CJH brings that up.
yeah.
Remember the
Oh,
first three had talking scenes.
yeah, there we go. Kind of like, yeah, there you go. Um, yeah, Dexter Resurrection looks exciting. I just don't understand Dex being able to live from that fall. He only has whatever they called it in the first series. It was like it started with a C, that was the metal. It'll probably be like again vibranium or adamantium, but that won't save you. I'm sorry.
Actually, I think that he is referring to the series Dexter Resurrection that is coming out.
Oh, there's a new one.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm a little worried about that.
I would agree. I haven't watched Original Sin, which was the prequel
Yeah,
series.
I don't remember
I
it
heard,
being good.
yeah, I heard it wasn't great. The only thing good about it was the fact that Michael C. Hall was narrating it, and that was about it. But yeah, there's supposed to be a resurrection series where he comes back. His son
Yeah.
comes to Alaska, and something happens, and
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
they
Yeah.
go
Yeah.
back home.
Yeah. I remember. Yeah. Okay. Yep. The fight scene to end episode 2 felt right, but he's saying the fight scene in episode 1 was cool, but seemed like a lot of CGI. Well, it was a one shot scene, which was pretty dope.
Mhm.
Um, I mean,
It was on the
the
dark side, as in
yeah,
not well lit.
right. But I felt like the CGI that was used was really good. I mean, if you slow it down and watch some of the stuff that happens, like um Bullseye using cue balls to knock out like a one woman, and then he uses two at a time and knocks out like these two other people, and the knives just flying everywhere. I thought it was actually really good. And I think your ideas on fights suck, Zach. So yeah, there you go. Okay, Dexter original sin great. I don't remember it being great, dude, but I could be wrong. I just don't remember it. Maybe that says a lot. I don't know. Let's see. Okay, we're done with Dexter, guys. You too. You can keep talking. I can't. I gotta stay focused. Um, let me get to my we're gonna take a look at some of the concept art that leaked recently. Um for Avengers. I think it was for both Doomsday and Secret Wars, but there's only a couple. Um leaked concept art. And we both have not. I've seen one of them. You said you haven't seen any, right?
Yep, I haven't seen any.
Okay. Alrighty then. Okay. Let me just see if this one has it.
Well, you're pulling that up. I love
Yeah.
the art books that they usually put out after the different movies, and I've been
Hmm.
waiting for the Loki series book to come down in price because they're like on Amazon. They usually go for like almost $100, and I wait till they get under 50.
Oh,
But yeah. So
yeah.
I
They
figure
they are gorgeous.
yeah, and I don't collect much of, I don't collect DVDs or Blu-rays or anything. So the books for me are the big, because the concept art is just always gorgeous, whether it's used or not.
All right, here we go.
Hi, Mrs. Borks.
Is that my wife? Where's she? Oh, I'm so
She only
far
said hi
behind.
to me. She
She
only said
did.
hi to me.
She did. She likes you. She likes you.
We love Mrs. Sporks.
Yeah, she's the best. She lets me. She lets me stream. Um, ruin what for me? What did I miss? Oh, the concept art are you talking about? Zach's a good dude too, Mrs. Sporks. I like him. Good guy. Okay, so let's blow this up a little bit. This one's missing one. So we'll look at this first and then I'll find that one I saw, which was funny. Maybe it's not a real one. I don't know. So this is the and you son of a bitch. Hold on one second. Let me stop sharing and share. I am so on point tonight.
It's been a week. That's all I
It
gotta say.
has. I'm tired. Um, so this is the first one. Doom
Right.
on his throne. In a very medieval looking
Mm-hmm.
but
Very
concept,
gothic. Yeah.
yeah, very gothic, but very Doom. Victor Von Doom. Uh, from one of the other pictures you see, it is set in a like ancient world, like not medieval world. So one of these other Earths must be like a not has not reached our technology yet.
There is a Marvel run that has the character set in medieval times,
Yeah, yeah.
where
You'll
like Doctor Strange is kind of like a Merlin type character,
yes,
and
yes. It's not a what if. It might be kind
right.
of a what if series, but yeah, they have an episode of what if where they were in like a medieval time with Steve Rogers and Peggy, Super Peggy comes back and sees Steve, but he's like in a medieval episode or something like that.
That I don't remember. It's possible.
Yeah, I wish I can go to Vegas, Zach. I'm waiting for them to do one of these damn freaking meetups on the East Coast again. They did Boston
Yeah.
like 5 or 6 years ago, maybe even longer. And there was like 9 of us. It was awesome. That's how I got to
Well,
know all those guys.
well, we hope
Um,
when culture, builds the compound in Tennessee, we'll get a sort of Midwest meetup. So
Now, Tennessee, I can go. In laws live down there. Love Tennessee. We can make it a family trip and I can sneak away and maybe
there
bring
you
the
go.
wife with me, Mrs. Spork, so she can meet everybody. Probably wouldn't
There.
want to, but I
And
mean,
hey, Good Tape Bojan has offered to entertain all of the wives while the rest of us geek out. So
see, Zax, what up, Zax? You got that. Oh, you're a dick, dude. She does, though. She's an angel. Um, was it 3 years ago, Biggles? I feel like it was way longer than that. Because in 2022, I went to Orlando. So
I was
Boston
to
had to
say it
be,
was, yeah, 3 years ago was when I didn't go to Orlando. So yeah,
yeah.
so it had to
I
be
went to
further.
right. I went to the one trip everyone didn't want to go to, but I met Ginger Ninja, and a couple other people. The Bagels. I met Bagels there. Bagels is a great human being. I love him. Great guy. We hung out, shared a house with well, I didn't. I had a hotel room, but I did get to hang out with those guys in the culture compound down there. That was fun.
Cool.
New Orleans. No, Orlando was 21 in October. Yeah. But Boston was before that, unless I didn't. Oh, you know what, dude? I didn't go to the second Boston one. That was it. That
Ah.
must have been it. But anyways, back to the footage. Yeah, so this is the first one concept. Then you got the Hulk family. You got was it Scar? He has an arrow in his
Hmm.
shoulder, arrow in his side. And it's like a whole Hulk village. It's like Shrek everywhere.
Oh my God, that's cool.
Yeah, there's a bunch of
And you're
them.
right,
So they
because even e- even it even has the kind of the Shrek look to the
yeah,
buildings and stuff.
yeah, so it has that feel. So this is like some medieval world where there's a species of Hulk and Doom is the leader there, the king. So this must be them uprising, like trying to uprise against him. Um,
Mhm.
She-Hulk, even in this, she looks weird. Compared to everybody else, she looks weird. I don't know what it is about. Maybe it's because they make her face too smooth because she's a lady. I don't know,
Oh, could be.
but it's just weird. Um, Hulk always has potential, man. The next one is now I didn't realize who this guy chained up was. It's supposedly Reed Richards. Someone said, um, sitting, kneeling in front of his arch nemesis Doom. He had, his throne looks different here, different outfit. I'm trying to figure out who the guy in the cape on the left
Oh,
is.
that's definitely Doctor Strange. You see the silver
Oh
above the ears?
yeah. So he must be working with Doom. Okay. All right. Now, so the woman behind him's wearing some type of necklace. She might be a sorcerer too. She's wearing that almost like an eye of Octonum or whatever it is. Um, but they have him chained up pretty good, even though maybe he's not Mr. Fantastic in this world, just a smart man. Um,
I could see that.
yeah, I'm trying to figure out if this is supposed to be Doom's family next to him. It's I don't know what it is, but that's one of the leak ones. Now you have like the young Avenger hookup. You got
Oh, yeah.
dope over here. He's an X-Men character, weird little character. Speaks an alien language because he couldn't learn English, but everyone understands him kind of.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
yeah, but this is what I don't understand here. Doesn't she have both bangles now, Miss Marvel?
I thought at the end of the series, yeah, she got the second bangle, or is it
Or is it
yeah,
a
in the end of the
misstep?
movie. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was
Then
the
you
end of the
have
movie that she got the other bangle.
right. So you have her. You have Wiccan.
Mhm.
Um, you have Quicksilver, not
Yep.
Quicksilver.
Speed.
Speed, who we have not met as a character yet. So he doesn't. I don't know if that's gonna be the real look of the character, but everybody else resembles the person they are in live action.
Mhm.
There's
Stature. I'm
yeah,
forgetting her name.
yeah, Ant-Man's daughter, right?
Mhm.
Yep. Then you have Hawk, well, the new Hawkeye, Hawk Girl,
Kate
Kate
Bishop.
Bishop. Yep. And then, you have your two reliable Star-Lord, so we know he's coming back, which is great. And Wong. And you Miss Marvel is just cheesing on Wong, I guess. Um, but there was one other with Star-Lord, which was kind of funny, and I don't see it here. Uh and no one posted it on this. All right. Hold on. I'm gonna pull this back and then that's his name. This one. Yeah. Dupe. Um, let me find the other one. Hold on, people. Bear with me. Because there is definitely another one. There it is. Okay. Okay. I love the people like that get so upset. Bruh, F everyone who said Avengers Doomsday was gonna be shit because the Russo brothers are effing cooking big time. Thank you, Jonathan Switchy. But this is the one. It's you got the two bros right here. Why did that not blow up? Let's get big. Get big. Okay, I guess not. But you have Vision and Star Lord with the pizza and booze watching TV.
That's sweet.
I don't know if they're going to
Yeah,
be
yeah, when
roomies.
is White Vision, are they still doing the series?
Supposedly, yes.
Oh, okay.
You know, I don't know. What are your feelings on like Doomsday maybe taking place? Like I don't know. Like it has to be a different. Okay, are they going to introduce Victor Von Doom in the Fantastic Four?
Good question. It would make sense, especially because of the fact that Robert Downey Jr. is playing the character, and they figured that'll be the draw to the movie,
Mhm.
the possibility of him, having a cameo. So, I could absolutely see that.
Yeah.
I just don't know if the rest of the world knows enough about, I mean, as in the rest of the fan base that is for the MCU fan base. I'm not talking about Marvel comic fan base,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
the
yeah.
rest of the MCU fans. Do they know enough about Battle World to get this? Like, there's not a lot of time left in Phase
Right.
5 to get to Battle World Doomsday in order to
Yeah.
have this happen. So where are we going to pick up this lore between now and then?
Fan well, let's see. So we learned about incursions in Doctor Strange Mom.
Mhm,
Um in Fantastic Four, I think we're gonna be dealing with, yes, Galactus, but maybe he is there not they have to get into incursions in that movie because
mhm,
you only have a couple more things before that. You know what I mean? You're right. So you're gonna have to explain incursions because what happens is when the incursions happen and you have these destroyed universes, he pulls together different Earths and forms Battle World.
mhm,
So destroyed Earths. So it has to start. There has to be something about it in Fantastic Four. I mean, they talk. Okay, so you didn't see spoilers. The thing's up. Um, the end credit scene for um Falcon America, Captain America, Falcon Soldier. Um, the leader brings up the idea of these other Earths and a collision happening. So they
Oh, okay.
start a little, but it's not enough. Like you need a
Mhm.
lot of info to get Battle World. Um,
Do you
and then
think they're gonna tie it back to the end of the Spider-Man movie,
maybe it
where
could.
you kinda started to see, the world cracking and you started to see the people coming in from.
Well, yeah, I mean that could be a way that the incursion started because of that. You know,
Mhm,
it opened gates to different universes, and maybe the incursion won't be just one universe and another. It could be six, and only one
mhm,
survives, and that's how they start this thing. Because at some point you have to have Battle World so that they thin down the superheroes they want from all different universes. The one that um Photon Rambeau ended up in with the X-Men there. You also have the 616. You also have Spider-Man's like I don't know which I'm very confused right now.
yeah.
Venoms, there's so many different
Okay.
worlds.
And it's like, how do they take the the broken pieces of Phase 4 and, Loki, god of stories,
Mhm.
and then bring Battle World and the incursions all together? I mean, if Loki is the god of everybody's story everywhere from
Mhm.
every possible possible alternate universe, then
It's not universe, it's timelines.
timeline. Thank you. Okay,
So I
that's
don't
it.
know if they're different.
Okay.
Like is a different universe, there's a different Loki holding the tree together or different like cuz yes, they're outside of the timelines that branch off the sacred timeline, but are
Hmm.
there different sacred timelines for different universes?
Gotcha. Gotcha. I see what you're trying to say.
Yeah. Um I have a feeling Victor Von Doom is going to kill Loki
You still my heart.
and then he'll be in control of the timelines. I just
Oh
get rid of the
no.
timelines. I did like Loki season 2. Season 1 was terrible. Season 2 was all right. Um but yeah, it's going to be weird cuz there I like what you're saying here. I'm what I'm getting from you CJH is that the world this universe of futuristic but 1960s Earth will become the new 616, the new universe. because that would be kind of cool. Because then, like, New York looks completely different. They could do every place futuristic and different.
Mhm.
That'd be kind of cool. I don't know if they would do it.
It would be a nice way to just clean up not just the timeline, but
Hmm.
clean up all their broken plot lines, and then go forward with something cohesive.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I missed this theory. Sorry, buddy. I can see if they say Tony Stark was adapted like the comics and that he was born Victor Von Doom and that Howard is why Tony is a good guy. Oh, so he was originally a Von Doom and Howard adopted him at an older age. But the problem with that in a different universe, maybe,
Mhm.
because in this one he talks about his wife being pregnant when Captain America goes back to the 70s.
Right.
So he can't be a Von Doom. Or when his parents are killed, they adopt him and he changes his name maybe when he's a little older out of respect. I don't know. That could be it.
Interesting.
Because yeah, I mean, I can see there being different versions of Tony Stark, but how is Tony Stark born to a different set of parents? And like the guy looks exactly like Tony. Like it just doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
A good idea. Um, oh, the theory is that how or his wife had a miscarriage and they adopt him.
Oh, okay. I mean,
She was
that would make perfect sense because the whole idea of, alternate universes in a universe, there's gotta be a pregnancy that did not bear fruit.
yeah. Yeah, yeah. Not in the main line, right?
Right.
Because the main one she was about to get birth. Um, but yeah, that could work. Howard could give birth. You're right. But yeah, that's all I got. Um, uh, we'll end it here. A good first Thursday of talking the stuff I used to talk about. Because I miss talking about this stuff, but we're still
You
going to be
miss having
talking.
something good to talk about.
Yeah, I do. I do. I was just getting sick and tired of always bitching about everything. I just couldn't do it anymore, and my channel took a hit for it. But whatever. I'm back. Eh.
Yeah.
I'll still talk about stuff that pisses me off. But Saturday we're going to be talking about telepathy on Aluminum Spork and a very interesting group of people that it seems to actually be real. Uh, there's a catch to that, but we will talk about that on Saturday. It's interesting, and hopefully, I think Yeti might be joining us and a couple other of the guys, the regulars. But yeah,
Awesome.
if you can listen to at least one or two of those podcasts I sent you.
Yes, I definitely will, but not having watched them, I really have always thought that, telepathy's gotta be something, whether it's, the seventh sense or some other ability that, you know, lay dormant in modern world.
Wait till you see the people that it taps into. It's interesting.
Okay.
It's
All
very
right.
interesting. So we will talk about that on Saturday. Um, yeah, I do like that. That's why Tony became good, but it just doesn't work in the actual this timeline. But in a different universe, that would work. Um, Adamantium sporking news, maybe, or sporking. Yeah, we'll it's aluminum, bro. It's aluminum. This could be adamantium night, I guess. We'll figure it out. All right, guys, have an awesome evening. Thank you for being here. Take care of yourselves. Yeah, I'm trying to think of something to go
Oh,
out on.
check
Hmm.
check out Ascendant Art Podcast tomorrow night. We get return of our fearless leader, little Chad, who's been gone for the last 2 weeks.
Oh,
So
little Chad.
yes, yes,
We
yes.
missed that
So
guy. Who
come
doesn't love
hang
that
out
guy?
with us. Yeah, he's awesome.
All right, everybody, take care.
They've done great. They've done great. We got Culture Casino out there. We got Sporking News Podcast. We got author Stephen Walton. We've got Lorena Creole. We've got Vigilante Williamson. We got Jake D. I'm forgetting someone.